What's up, Split Screen fam? Today we're going to be talking about some amazing news. First of all, we're going to be talking about the GTA Trilogy Remaster.
Yeah.
And of course, we got Quake Remake, or rumor, possibly.
Quake.
Who knows? And then we're going to be talking about Crunchyroll x Sony. I wasn't expecting this, I'll be honest.
Oishi desu ka?
Stay tuned. So coming in from The Verge, I always start each news article with coming in. And first of all, lads out there, boys, whoever's coming in right now, hey, no one's probably coming in. So, quote, according to Kotaku, the 3 GTA games are being remastered in Unreal Engine. Of course, they're referring to GTA San Andreas. What were the other ones?
It's 3 Vice City and in San Andreas are the ones being remastered.
Thank you, exactly. So those are the ones being remastered. So, again, quote, according to Kotaku, the 3 GTA games are being remastered in Unreal Engine, with one source commenting that they look like heavily modified versions of the existing titles. Gameplay is said to be staying true to the originals, while their UI should also retain their classic style. The game's release has reportedly shifted a lot as a result of the pandemic, but the current plan is said to be a simultaneous digital release for the 3 titles across most platforms this year, with PC and mobile following in 2022. Mobile. Yeah,
the mobile market. I'm gonna say this: the mobile market is the most, statistically, the most profitable, market, because gacha games be dangerous. Genshin. Keep a lookout on that Genshin video.
Yeah,
you see the tragedies of gacha games.
Yeah. It's a tough one. But yeah, I've never actually fully played any GTA games. I've always been surrounded by people saying like, yo, you should play GTA San Andreas, it's a good time, or GTA 5, it's a really
GTA.
fucking good time.
I don't know how you lived in fucking California, bro.
Yeah, I do know. You walk outside and just see people
from California.
Just see people, dude. From California, exactly.
I've played 5, 4, 3, and San
2.
Andreas.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So, and I mean, for the most part, I never finished the game. I would play it for just to run around in the open world, which is its biggest selling point, I'd have to say. But I was never engrossed into it. But I would love to play because I did play a lot of them on PS2. Those 3 and San Andreas I did play because my brothers had them. So, yeah, and the fact that it's coming to mobile, the fact that phones can even have ports of these big ass games now, I think that's impressive. I think it's cool. I hope it's not expensive for fucking decade-year-old games.
Yeah, that'll be kind of weird unless they release it as one
pack.
Yeah, one pack, kind of like Master Chief Collection.
One pack on 2-pack. What's that?
Oh, that was a really dry lip smack, dude. Okay, moving on. Our next article is about Control, one of my favorite games actually of all time. Control released in 2019, and I thought it was really well done. The combat especially was very, very satisfying and just fun to play with, especially. So, according to Pure Xbox, shout out again, quote, Control has already reached a formidable audience, having been played by over 10 million players. The growing audience and brand awareness are valuable as we continue to support Control and develop Condor, and we are in the early conception phase for a future, bigger budget Control game. I am happy with the progress we have made so far in 2021. Our financial position is stronger than before. Control continues to reach new players, expands into new games, and is a strong proof of our ability to create category-defining games and brands. I'm really happy to see this just because, like I said, Control is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Of all time, yeah, shout out.
That's a long time.
That's a very long time. Well, yeah. Long time, not a lot of games, I'll say that. But yeah, I'm just super excited about this. Remedy Games are the guys behind it. They've made Alan Wake. I don't know if you're familiar with Alan Wake.
I am familiar with Alan Wake. Yeah.
Exactly. And they put Alan Wake actually in the game, but in DLC rather.
Oh, okay.
So they're building their own little
universe.
Alan Wake. Yeah, exactly, Alan Wake universe. So
an AWU.
Yeah. They actually that was very close. They call it an AWE. They call things that happen in the game, AWEs. So I don't know.
Oh.
It stands for altered world events. But yeah,
That's
the awe, baby. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm not too familiar with Control. I never got to play it, but if you enjoy it, maybe I hope it turns out well. The sequel, whatever it comes out.
I definitely hope it turns out well as well. Moving on to our next news topic, we're going to be talking about Splitgate.
Yes.
So, Splitgate is a rising game. It's rising very fast in popularity. It's going up very quickly, exponentially, if you will.
How else can you say rise up fast in a different way, Benjo?
Stand up quick. Does that work? But anyway, Splitgate is getting a next-gen update for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. From Game Rant, quote, "This news regarding optimizing the game for PS5 and Xbox Series X was announced during a developer Q&A. Despite not having any concrete details regarding what a next-gen update would entail for the game, it seems likely to include an improved frame rate along with possible resolution upgrades." And in parentheses, PS5 and Xbox Series X support 4K resolution. Very crispy indeed. Apparently, the update was already supposed to be released, but the recent influx of new players coming to the game has forced the developers to focus their attention in other areas for the time being. So there is that. I have not played Splitgate yet.
I have not either, but I am going to be playing this by the time this video goes live. So,
yeah. So there is that.
Maybe you'll see a YouTube short about my review on
yes
on Splitgate.
We should. I'd love to see that. But yeah, so I will probably get into Splitgate sometime soon. I know, as far as I understand, it's actually still in its beta. So, I'm curious to see how it plays out. I've seen gameplay of Splitgate before, and it looks very much like Halo 5, except it has portals this time around. So there's that. I really enjoyed Halo 5 multiplayer. That is, campaign is another thing entirely, but yeah.
So with these arena shooters, I hate shooters. I play Valorant, sure. I played what's it, the Battle Royale one? God, what's it called? Ubisoft's one?
Apex Legends, you mean?
No, that's not Ubisoft's, is it?
That's not
EA's.
Ubisoft. Ubisoft, yeah, EA.
That's Apex Legends. So okay, basically, I don't like shooting games, right? I only play it because my friends like to play it. But there's the most fun I've had with an arena shooter was actually playing like Destiny multiplayer arena shooting, right? And so that's why, and I kind of hearken it a bit to that, less so more competitive, sweaty games like Valorant, in my opinion. So I'm excited to try Splitgate because of its new mechanics. I love Portal, so I think I think I'll have a bit of fun, more so than how I was when I started with like Valorant per se.
Yeah, I'm hoping for it to be a fun game, and seeing as it looks like Halo 5 multiplayer, except with portals, I am excited. Moving on, we have a rumor. Spooky rumor.
Ooh, it's not
shrouded
even October.
In mystery.
Oh my
no,
God.
It's not even October yet. It is in my room. So okay, so we're gonna be talking about the Quake remake, which is a rumor. So from VG247, quote, "Though the initial description made it sound like a normal anniversary celebration, the site actually revealed what the opening ceremony will be about, which might have spoiled what we're in for. As spotted by Xbox Era, the description at one point referenced a revitalized edition of Quake. Quote, Quake is back. In this special stream, John Linneman from Digital Foundry talks to Jerk Gustafsson of Machine Games
Yo, his
about
first name is Jerk?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he must like beef jerky. About the title's iconic legacy and what it meant to both of them. The pair will also discuss the additional content Machine Games have contributed to this revitalized edition. The panel's synopsis once read before it was edited to remove this paragraph. So,
a little bit
just
of
to clarify,
mistake.
Exactly, just to clarify, there is like a QuakeCon that is going on, or that will happen soon, and this is some of the stuff that kind of leaked out. They changed it very quickly, as you can read, or as I have just read, and Quake is possibly getting a remake, or as they put it here, a revitalized edition. And I've never played Quake, but I know that Quake has a huge cult following, so there is that.
Isn't that where like Godlike came from? I'm pretty sure that's where it came from.
Godlike came from Halo, I'm fairly certain.
Really? Damn.
Unless there was a voice announcer in Quake, but
my gaming history is...
I don't know.
Well, put it up if I find the clip.
Dominating! Holy shit. Combo whore. Godlike.
Edit it in.
Well, no, Godlike was from Dota, but Halo was like...
No! Anyways, I forget what I said. Forget
Okay.
what I said. I don't... This is... Fuck me.
Yeah, it's off. I'll try. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I've never been one to play Quake. I've never played Quake at all. But as far as I'm concerned, Quake does have a cult following. It was a very good FPS back in the day. I know NVIDIA actually worked on a RTX, a ray tracing version of Quake, so that you kind of keep the same art style of Quake 2, but it looks surprisingly very good. Granted, yes, it is ray tracing, but anyway, this besides the point. Like, I'm excited to see where this goes. I like shooting games, so.
Yeah, you're the opposite of me. I don't like shooting games.
Yeah, so there's that. Moving on from Quake, we have not a rumor, some solid information here.
Some real news.
Some real crunchy news, if you will. We got Crunchyroll. We got Crunchyroll x Sony. Bang, bang, bang. So from Eurogamer, quote. Oh wait, no, this isn't a quote. I actually wrote this myself. Shout out. Last year, Sony had announced that they would buy anime streaming giant Crunchyroll for a crisp $957 million. Fast forward to August of 2021, and the buyout has just been completed at an even cooler $1.175 billion. This deal also includes the acquisition of Funimation, which is another anime streaming service. Now here's an actual
$1 billion.
$1 billion is a.
That's a lot. That's a lot of fucking primo jumps for Genshin, dude.
Yeah, it is. I guess if you look at it that way. But yeah, it's a lot of money. I was surprised that Sony actually spent that much on Crunchyroll. Granted, I guess Crunchyroll does have a big number of users.
Subscribers? I'm assuming the subscriber base is pretty big because they are like probably the #1 anime streaming service.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I was. That's just honestly surprising to me, considering that Microsoft purchased Bethesda for like $8 billion, but that was like an entirely different acquisition altogether. But anyway, that's besides the point. So this is an actual quote from Eurogamer, and it reads, there are also plans to potentially offer Crunchyroll as part of a more expensive premium PlayStation Plus offering, Eurogamer understands. Quote, with Crunchyroll and Funimation, we are committed to creating the ultimate anime experience for fans and presenting a unique opportunity for our key partners, publishers, and the immensely talented creators to continue to deliver their masterful content to audiences around the world. Sony exec Tony
maybe it's Italian.
Vinciquera. Yeah,
Vinciquera or
nice.
some shit. I don't know.
Are you Italian? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm Lin-Manuel Miranda's kid. I'm from Puerto Rico. You know, have you seen that? Sorry, quick aside. Have you seen that picture of Lin-Manuel going around of him biting his lip?
I have not seen that.
Okay. I'll show it to you later. We can put it on screen now.
Yeah, I'll put it on screen. Quote, with the addition of Crunchyroll, we have an unprecedented opportunity to serve anime fans like never before and deliver the anime experience across any platform they choose, from theatrical events, home entertainment, games, streaming, linear TV, everywhere and every way fans want to experience their anime. Our goal is to create a unified anime subscription experience as soon as possible. I don't know about you, but it sounds pretty good. I like anime, and I like a unified experience. So
I do like anime. That's for sure. I mean, okay. So I was talking to you about this before, right? But I mean, it being included in PS Plus or PS Now or whatever they're gonna add it to is pretty nice. I think it's gonna be like a nice addition, but I don't think it's going to, especially if they put a separate pricing for that. I don't think a lot of people are going to jump at the chance to get it because unlike for me at least, I know that there are a large amount of people who are like pretty hardcore anime fans, but at least for me, I would never be inclined to get Crunchyroll because all the animes that I want to watch are already available and shown like on other streaming platforms that I own. So like Netflix is like, has a large collection of animes, and Hulu gets animes same day as Japan. So, if you have those, sometimes I don't see the necessity for getting Crunchyroll. But, again, you're not going to get the whole variety that Crunchyroll offers. It's like the biggest library of animes.
That's true. Yeah.
So
yeah, there is that.
There's that.
And moving on to some more news. Well, this is a little more disappointing. Abandoned.
A little more.
A little more, just a little bit. Abandoned is notorious for its extremely poor reveal and how the developers handle this whole situation. So, is that Kobe just sent me the picture of Lin-Manuel? I don't know what to say. Turtleneck looks interesting on him. I'll say that much. But anyway, so just to start things off, Abandoned has had a rather interesting reveal over the course of a year or so, sticking by the life motto of any press is good press, which we all know is really not the case sometimes. The developers, Blue Box Studios, most notably teased a partnership with Kojima and altogether suggested that Kojima was behind this game. However, this wasn't the case, and they even tweeted out earlier in June that they, quote, have no relations to Konami, and that they, quote, do not have any relations with Hideo Kojima. That said, Blue Box has just launched their Realtime experience app/trailer, and here's what Screen Rant had to say about it. Quote, the Realtime experience patch for Abandoned finally went live on PS5 this afternoon, which led to many fans around the world quickly downloading the update to learn more about this project. When actually opening the app and proceeding to see what the experience entailed, they were greeted with an underwhelming video that only lasted 10 seconds. To make the video that much worse, this same footage was already shown by Blue Box Game Studios earlier this week on its Twitter account. There are other remarks expressing disappointment from other PlayStation fans and YouTubers such as Yong Yeah and Mr. Maddie Plays. And I'll flash their two tweets up on the screen right now. But Mr. Maddie Plays says, I just saw the Blue Box trailer. Dude, fuck. The Blue Box trailer, and I'm fucking crying. Lumphao, dude. In all caps.
You gotta get all the O's. Lumphao.
I'll take notes from you. Goddamn. Yeah. And we also have the tweet from Yong Yeah saying, Abandon's quote-unquote trailer app finally got the patch that adds the introduction trailer, and it's literally just this clip. And of course, he shows the less than 10-second clip. I can't tell anymore if they for real think this is good marketing or if they're just trolling. Yeah, dude, it seems like trolling. I'll say that much. But I don't know, dude. Like, this is interesting because I feel like Sony wouldn't be the type of company to kind of
allow
this, Yeah.
Because
considering what they did with Cyberpunk, they took Cyberpunk off the marketplace entirely, and they're just letting Blue Box Studios kind of just do their own thing with this reveal, which is just
Blue Box, more like Blue Balled. Holy shit!
Hey,
this trailer was
That's a good
awful.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, like, once Backlash, because they can't. I don't think Sony can do anything about it, to be honest with you, because the game's not out, right? What they do to market their game before it comes out is up to the developers and like the production studio, right? That's necessarily up to Sony. And if it turns out, because all this does is just make people unsure about even getting the game, and if the game ends up being in a state that's similar to Cyberpunk, like, I wouldn't put it past Sony from removing it then. But up until that point, I don't think they can't really do anything, right?
Unless it's a PlayStation studio, you're absolutely right. The game studio is on its own in terms of funding. Although, as far as I'm concerned, like Microsoft and Sony, they do fund some third-party studios in certain aspects, not all aspects. So maybe they didn't fund them in marketing, which is probably the case. Let's be honest here. Like, if Sony was funding this, holy shit, that would be not good.
Yo, that 10-second clip that they showed, you could crack, like, a skilled visual effects artist can crank that out in a fucking day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I just don't understand what they're trying to get at here, because I'm sure this is turning off. Like, sure, it's getting people to be like not excited, but like talking about this game. It's publicity, sure, but is it really that good when everybody is talking about the game in like the worst manner ever? Like, yeah, you can still withhold judgment that the game's not actually out. We don't know. We can't make any judgment on it. But at the same time, it's like you can also look at it through the other point of view, where it's like they still haven't shown us anything. So why should any of us be excited or even think about buying this game? And I feel like a lot of gamers are spiteful. And if the game, even if the game's good, you know, people will just be like, yeah, but you know, they're shitty. The way they marketed was so shitty, and I feel like they're gonna burn me. You know, like there's just like a trust thing that people have with developers, and you know, we rag on them a lot on this channel, but CD Projekt Red lost a lot of fucking goodwill with fans.
They did,
because of what happened with Cyberpunk. So, you know, I don't know. It's just not a good approach. You know, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, in this case, like, Blue Box Studios kind of came out of like nowhere. In comparison, CD Projekt Red had a reputation beforehand. And so they kind of dragged that through the mud, and you know, CD Projekt Red dragged their reputation through the mud. Blue Box, on the other hand, their reputation was like nowhere in sight. Like, no one knew who the fuck Blue Box Studio was. They decided to take a shovel and dig their own fucking grave. And they took
I mean,
like,
if the game ends up being like fucking amazing, like I'm not gonna eat no humble pie, like, because I'm not saying the game's gonna be shit. It's just, I think the way that they're marketing it and getting people excited for it is like the most backwards way of doing it, you know?
It is, yeah.
Like, yeah, the whole idea that bad publicity is still publicity, like, there are certain ways that works. Like, I think prime example is Jake Paul, right? Jake Paul is the epitome of hate me. And, I'm gonna do stupid shit so you hate me more, so you can buy tickets to watch me possibly get knocked the fuck out in a boxing match, right? Yeah. That's like, he is the king of bad publicity is good publicity, right? But when it's a game trailer, like, God, give me one example in the past where a game studio has given a really shitty like marketing strategy and then still performed well. I can't think of one, right?
That's fair. Usually it's the other way around. Like, games will have good marketing but a really shitty game in the end, and they'll still sell well because their marketing was good. You know, take for example No Man's Sky. When that game first released, shit. It's absolute shit. But you know, as history has told us, it's gotten better. But that's besides the point. No Man's Sky's marketing was very good, and they sold a lot of copies, even though the game on release was very bad, or at least it didn't live up to its promises, right? So there's that.
So I think it's better to have that, in my opinion. It's better to be in that situation where the game's not as good, but you still get people, like, from the business standpoint, you still get people to buy the game, compared to, well, nobody wants to buy the game now. Even if it's good, nobody wants to buy the game because this developer is like backwards, dude.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It annoys me. I think it's Fair enough. Stupid, but
it is.
You know, whatever. Yeah. If it ends up being good, you know, good for them, I guess. But they haven't given fans any reason to suspect that this game will be good. And I think that's the key thing.
That's fair. Moving on from this very disappointing news. We have something just to bring it back up a little bit. It is a rumor, however, so maybe we're going back down. But let's just bring it back up real quick. So, a new PS5 exclusive Souls-like game from FromSoftware. So these are the guys who've made Dark Souls and most notably, as a PlayStation exclusive, Bloodborne. Though, contrary to what fans might think, it's not a sequel to Bloodborne. So from comicbook.com/gaming. Quote, if this is true, FromSoftware certainly has its hands full. The developer's current project that we know about is Elden Ring, the game that's been talked about for far more than seen with Sony and FromSoftware, only showing off parts of the game thus far. The game will not be a PlayStation exclusive, however, nor will it be an exclusive for any other platform. That basically just means the game will be available everywhere. FromSoftware, the developers, FromSoftware, the developers known for their work on the Dark Souls games as well as the PlayStation exclusive Bloodborne, is reportedly working on yet another PlayStation exclusive. The first details on this supposed project were shared this week from a pair of insiders who claim to have knowledge of the exclusive. Despite what some may expect from the new game, it's supposedly not a sequel to Bloodborne. Neither Sony nor FromSoftware have confirmed any such project at this time, however, so it's still very much a rumor.
Yeah, what if they go FromSoftware goes completely offbeat and they're just like, hey, here's a dating sim, you know?
That's crazy. That's so crazy. I'd like to see that. The most difficult dating sim of all time.
It's just Bloodborne characters, but dating sim.
Bro, Jesus.
I'd buy it. I'd buy it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh
you know, take a stab in the dark from software. Come on.
I'd love to see the dialogue options for that. I'd love to see one of the dialogue options just be evade or like roll. You know, like classic Dark Souls.
I think that'd be hilarious.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like, just something to look forward to if it ever gets announced, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Next, so this one is not a rumor. It just came out. Blair Witch VR edition for PSVR. Not a fan of horror games. Definitely not a fan of VR horror games. So.
Oh, I'd like break it, dude.
Yeah, I throw up. I fucking throw up.
Yeah, we throw up.
Yeah, we throw up straight up. So from VR Focus, quote, Blair Witch VR Edition takes the original flat screen version from 2019 and gives it a VR makeover. Most importantly, adding plenty of new interactive features to make the gameplay as immersive as possible. For instance, when exploring the creepy woods, you'll have your ever-faithful Pooch Bullet by your side with new commands the original didn't have. Pet Bullet, or give him treats, which he'll take right out of your hand. So this is just one of many other things. They have other more interactive features for PSVR. But I just think I just think it's good for VR because I don't know, personally, I think the VR ecosystem is kind of dwindling. Aside from, you know, the PSVR 2 details, I hope that gives a little bit of a revitalization to the whole VR scene. But yeah, I just find this really good for VR, and you know,
the more you know, games and bigger game studios integrate VR into their actual, you know, their base games, or like eventually create a version for a game that's already released to be in VR. Like, you know, because VR is not going to work on every game. You know, every game genre, it's not going to work. Like, who the fuck's going to do a platformer in VR, right? Like, I'd fucking throw up on my first jump. Yeah. But, you know, games like horror games are probably the most, you know, the biggest benefactor, rather, for VR games, right? People can definitely see the selling point for wanting to get VR, specifically for a horror game, because it is that immersive feeling. You want to get scared? Yeah, you know what's more scary? Not being able to see anything except being in the world, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good.
Yep. It's definitely good for VR. It's good for people who like horror games and VR. So, if you guys don't throw up, and you like horror games, and you like VR, play this. Okay?
Yeah. Blair Witch. More
Blair
like
Witch.
Blair Bitch. Oh.
That's us.
That's us. That's us.
That's us.
I'm Blair, and you're a bitch.
He's Blair, and I'm his bitch. What's up, Blair?
What's up, bitch?
Okay. So moving on from PlayStation news and Blair's bitch, we have Xbox Game Pass quests not working correctly. So I want to get through the whole article, and I want to talk about Game Pass quests and their importance, and I'm also going to talk about why I don't think Game Pass quests is doing nearly enough as they should right now. Anyway, so from Game Rant, quote, for those willing to put in the time, the Microsoft reward system is a lucrative way for Xbox gamers to turn playing games into gift cards and other prizes. Some Xbox Game Pass quests tasks are as easy as installing and starting a game, as is the case with a current Gang Beasts quest, while others, like Slay the Spire's Slay 21 Enemies quest, take a bit more time investment. Even the fastest Xbox Game Pass quests aren't worth the time when the system fails to track them, however.
Ooh.
This week's Xbox Game Pass quests appear to be having technical issues, as reported by several subscribers trying to claim their Microsoft Rewards points. According to reports, specific general quests that haven't tracked correctly include, quote, play a game, and, quote, log into the Game Pass mobile app quests, because a lot of quests here. Since these are daily quests, users
What are the quest counter right
yeah users are missing out on valuable rewards despite having completed the challenges. So I think Game Pass quests are great. Fuck, dude, I can't right now.
Yo, fucking somebody needs to get onto Mario grammar right now, bro.
Yo, where's my lunch? I need my Game Pass quests. Anyway, so Game Pass quests allow players, like it said, to turn playing games into gift cards and other prizes. One of those prizes being you can actually prolong your Game Pass subscription with Game Pass quests. Now here's the issue. Game Pass is officially supported in a few countries. I think like 21, 23 countries, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe more. I honestly actually don't even know the number. Unfortunately, the Philippines is not one of those countries. So, number one, we don't get the Game Pass quests, right? So it's difficult for us to, it's not difficult. It's impossible for us to take advantage of this quote unquote lucrative system and turn playing games into prizes and other gift cards, which would be really helpful for, just players in general.
Yeah, exactly. Who wouldn't want to get free shit from playing games, right?
Exactly. Like it's a good time. Second, that brings me to my other point of just like how Game Pass is not officially supported in most countries. I honestly don't know the reason why it's not supported in most countries. I feel like it would just like because it's not like a streaming service. It's not Xcloud. Yeah. It's Game Pass. Xcloud is different from Game Pass. I just don't understand it. Maybe they're working around it. Maybe they're trying to find like
maybe they're just racist against Filipinos. No, don't. No,
God damn. No. That is correct.
But who knows?
Microsoft, it's a hot take.
I mean, hot take. There's no way to prove or disprove it, so...
I mean, there's a shit ton of other countries, so maybe they're just racist against all the other countries.
Maybe just third world countries aren't their thing.
God, but yeah, I just don't understand that part. I don't know. In my head, it would maybe be as simple as just making it more accessible to other countries, but I don't understand that officially supported part. Unless Xcloud is fundamentally a part of Game Pass, then it would make sense. But even then, Xcloud is like its own fucking thing. Why can't you just officially support it in these other damn countries?
Oh, anyway? Yeah, I'm thinking because they're having issues with it, that it's not fully tuned for like global like rollout. Maybe that they I know they did this with like Disney Plus and like a lot of other things. They just have a core market first to try and trial it and see how it goes, try to work out the kinks, and then later on release it to everybody, right? So in a sense, like those 20 to 30 countries that have Game Pass and whatever, Xcloud and whatever, they're kind of like the guinea pigs because they're the ones who are going to have to deal with like these things. But at the same time, I also get your point. Why not just have everybody be the tests, have a higher sample group, just... Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but again, I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded and I'm used to like not getting things because we live in the Philippines. But
that's fair, dude. But yeah, I just find this disappointing. As a big fan of Xbox. But,
Xbox, do better.
I'm crying. No.
Hi, crying.
We're here now. Yeah. It is what it is. I hope it gets resolved soon. But moving on, we have probably one of the ugliest consoles I've seen by far. Custom Free Guy Xbox Series S. So Free Guy, for those of you who don't know, is Ryan Reynolds' latest movie that he's really pushing for in marketing on YouTube. And he's released a bunch of trailers on his YouTube channel, and he's even partnered with Xbox for some other stuff. But so you get a bunch of stuff with this. You enter a competition and you get a bunch of stuff from this competition that are free. That's based around Free Guy. So you get a duffel bag, you get eyeglasses, you get you get the guy in game, or not in game, the guy in the movie's pin badge. You get a pair of headphones, which is actually pretty cool.
I think that's probably the most. Well, I guess.
Aside from Game Pass Ultimate.
No, I was gonna say aside from the whole ass console, I'd probably get the headset or Game Pass.
You get so the two coolest things part of this is the Game Pass, the 1 year Game Pass Ultimate subscription, and the HyperX Cloud 2 headset. Now,
Nah, what about the coffee cup, bro?
the coffee cup's really cool. Okay, the console is cool in that it's a console. It is not cool, however, in how it looks. It is ugly. Dude, it looks
No.
so bad.
No, dude, I think it's kind of charming with the fucking
looks
fishbowl.
so bad.
I think it's kind of charming with the fishbowl livery. The controller's a bit too much for me, but I mean, look, you can always just paint over your fucking console and controller. I think it's not that big of a deal. But slap a fucking sticker on them. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You get a free console. That's the most expensive thing on here.
And let me say, this is the first custom next-gen console that has been like officially released. Okay, and it's the worst. It's so. I don't like it.
Okay. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it's the worst. I think it's pretty charming. I like.
You think it's charming?
I think it's charming.
Okay.
I'd get it. I'd like to win that. I'd like to win the coffee cup.
The coffee cup. I like coffee. You know what? Fuck it. The coffee cup looks good too. But okay, it just looks like. It looks so tacky. It looks so tacked on. The design looks so tacked on. I don't find it charming. I just find it super.
No, dude,
annoying to look
you
at.
don't see the beauty of it, man. Plus
I
who knows?
clearly
Maybe
don't.
maybe the backside of it has just nothing. So you just have it fucking face the wall, so you just see the white background of the Xbox Series S. I don't know what you do with the controller. That thing, the controller for me is way more egregious than the console, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm all into the whole idea where you just put fucking like, you know, I was one of those kids who put stickers on their laptops and shit, you know. So I put a fucking fishbowl on it. Why not? You know?
Okay. Sure.
Anyways.
Yeah. So, you know what? It is what it is. Console looks bad. Probably not the worst. There are probably worse looking custom consoles out there, like for previous generations. But as far as I can fucking see right now, this is the worst looking console I've seen so far. And the controller is a step above that or below. It just looks even worse. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on from really ugly news, we have the Xcloud on Steam Deck. You know, and I feel like common sense would have had taken place already, and people would have assumed that, Xcloud would probably work on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But from Forbes, quote, yesterday, Xbox head Phil Spencer raised eyebrows with a new tweet what is a big word? Extolling the virtues of Valve's upcoming Steam Deck. The portable PC device meant to be an easy way to play Steam games on the go, but also more than that. So, and then following that is a tweet from Phil Spencer that says, "Was at Valve Software this week talking with Scott, Eric, Gabe about Steam Deck. After having mine most of the week, I can say it's a really nice device. Games with me on the go, screen size, controls all great. Playing Halo and Age feels good. Xcloud works well. Congrats, SD team." So, yeah, I mean, you know, it is how
team suck these team.
How do you that's crazy. That's so crazy you did that. We're here now. But that's one for all you guys out there. Try that out on your friends and see what happens. They might get it. But yeah, so like Xcloud on the Steam Deck, who would have thought? Basically everybody.
I feel like that was like a given with the whole marketing that it's just a PC but portable. I feel like people aren't believing that, you know.
I think I think one important point to touch here is that most people would probably go into this thinking like, well, if I have access to all these Steam games and whatnot, like, what's the point of Game Pass? The thing about Xcloud in the officially supported fucking countries, you can yeah, I'm very salty. You can play over 300 games basically instantaneously with Xcloud. You can try them out, see if you like them, and if you really like them and you want to support the developer, you can either purchase them on Xbox, or you can purchase them on Steam. So, you know, it's a win-win for either side, really.
Yeah.
And you know, it's great because it's on the go. That's a good time. So.
Yeah. Ever play a DS before? Hold on.
Oh,
Ever had a fucking 3DS before?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's dead. I haven't used it in years, but yeah.
That is saddening. But yeah, so it's a good thing that happened, I guess, and I'd be curious to see how Microsoft and Valve kind of, if they would ever in the future work together to incorporate some sort of Gamepass app, if you will, for the Steam Deck, and play games natively on the Steam Deck. I'd like to see that.
All this news about the Steam Deck, though, makes me want to get it, but sadly, because of the country we're located in, it's unavailable for pre-order for us. We are unofficially supported. We can't get this fucking thing. Okay?
Yeah, so it sucks. Fucking sucks. I don't say that much, but
fucking Steam, fucking racist against Filipinos.
Damn, that's crazy.
I'm calling you out.
Yeah, I guess really hot takes right now. But moving on, we have more game news. We have more game announcement news. So, from Polygon, quote, the Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream can be viewed on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Gaming, and Twitter on August 24 at 1 p.m. EDT, 10 a.m. PDT, 7 p.m. CST, and 69 p.m. HDTV. That's fucking something, dude. So this is this is going over Gamescom, and it's Microsoft Xbox will be announcing in particular more updates on games that they've already announced. So, quote, it says here, the Xbox team promises in-depth updates from some of our previously announced Xbox Game Studios titles alongside some of our third-party partners during its Gamescom 2021 stream. Expect Microsoft to focus on games scheduled for release this holiday season, like Halo Infinite, and titles coming to Xbox Game Pass. So what this could mean is that we could get updates for games that have already been announced for Game Pass, but are projected to be released later on in future years. So I'm really hoping that they release more news on Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga, because the original Hellblade, banger, fucking good game. If any of you haven't played it, I suggest you play it. It's really good.
I should play it. I've never played it.
Yeah, you should play it. It's very heavy. I'll say that. And it's very.
Like your mom.
Oh my god! When did you become part of this conversation? God. But it is very heavy. It's dark. It's gruesome, but it's a very good game. It talks about mental illnesses, and you should really and the insight it provides insights. It does what most games and other forms of media for that matter couldn't really do with mental illnesses. I think it's a really good game. Anyway, but yeah, that's the Gamescom news. I'm excited to see what other stuff they talk about in Gamescom. Halo Infinite especially, right? I fucking can't wait for that game to fucking come out now.
Your eyes fucking popped open talking about Halo Infinite. My man's
can't fucking
seething.
Wait,
Yo,
anyway,
calm down there.
Sorry,
we got a job to do.
Yeah, let me just channel my calm.
You're calm, bro. You're calming, bro.
Dude. Yeah. What are these connections right now? It's crazy. But moving on from this Gamescom news, we have our last news piece, which is about the new next-gen update for Hellblade.
Speaking of, it's like you set it up.
It's like I did set it up. Whoa. So Hellblade, the original Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, is getting a next-gen update. And so it says here from Polygon, quote, the upgrade is only for the new Xbox consoles. Hellblade Studio Ninja Theory says an update for PC is currently in development, but there are no plans to offer it for any other platforms, which is weird because Hellblade was actually first released as a PlayStation 4 exclusive. But granted, Xbox did acquire Ninja Theory, so that's probably why. That's probably why. Yeah, and the optimized Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice gives players 3 visual fidelity settings, performance, resolution, and enriched, with the latter offering ray tracing on both Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. Enriched mode supports dynamic resolutions of up to 4K on Series X and full HS, I assume they meant to say HD, on Series
full
S.
High school?
Full high school? What the? Yes, at 30 frames per second for both consoles. So I've actually been playing through Hellblade again with the new ray tracing mode on, and let me say, It looks really good. It looks really good.
Imagine if it
and
looked bad.
Imagine if it did look bad. But that's that's mostly
not
in part.
the case.
It's not the case, and it's mostly in part due to the fact that Hellblade was already a really good looking game.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, if you haven't played it, I really suggest that you guys go out there and play it. It's very deep, very insightful, I guess, in terms of mental illnesses, and it's an experience. I'll say that much.
All right, little recommendation.
100%. But yeah, that's basically all the news we have for this week. Stay tuned for. Yes.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you want me to do the outro, bro? I'll
Yeah,
do the
go for
usual YouTuber plug. So that was today's episode. So if you enjoyed today's content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell as well. Leave a comment, let us know what you thought about the news, and if you want us to report on anything, you think we missed out on anything, let us know. We're here. Catch you next week on Split Screen Weekly.
See ya.
See ya.